Hello everyone, Brother Yubby here, bringing you the Final Four matchup for the NPDA tournament where your Amherst Excelgors are facing off against A-Name and his Miami Hurricane. So, if you don't know who A-Name is, his name on YouTube is Spextar. I suggest you go check him out. I will link his channel in the description below. He has more subscribers than me, so maybe he'll get some over here. Kidding, doesn't matter. But go check him out if you're just seeing this video. He has a lot of really great content and he's a really great battler. So, him and I have talked a lot over the course of this tournament. I actually just joined his league. I was an applicant. He accepted me, and his league is actually the UNL. I have a few videos up on it right now. He actually has a mini tournament going on as well in his league that we are also entered in. I might think of recording some of those videos in a little bit. But here we are in the Final Four, and we see his team on screen is A-Name, the Miami Hurricane, and he has Lander's Eye, which is Sheer Force and Life Orb allowed, Tapu Bulu, Halucha, Suicune, Mega Scizor, Nihilego, Mamoswine, and Hypno. Now, he has been very, very vocal about his weakness to Celesteela with his draft. And if you know my team at all, I have Celesteela. So, of course, Celesteela is coming. I will spoil that. I am bringing Celesteela. But he actually has some decent checks. So I expect a very offensive Mamoswine, Life Orb, and possibly Choice Band, or even Choice Scarf. But Choice Scarf doesn't have the damage output on Celesteela as Life Orb or Choice Band would. So I'm kind of expecting that. I'm expecting a Roar, Calm Mind, possibly Rest Suicune. So I have to kind of play around that and figure out what type of Suicune he is. Lander's Eye is always a threat. I don't have much of a switch in to a Calm Mind Landorus Eye with Life Orb. It has a really good speed tier, 101. He has Bulu Lucha, which is scary in its own right, because Tapu Bulu gives Halucha the Grassy Seed +2 speed. And if he sets up a Swords Dance, I have checks to it. I actually face off against Halucha very well. I think my team checks Lucha really, really well. He has my favorite Mega Pokemon in the format being Mega Scizor, so I'm very afraid of that. And he's brought Hypno a lot in his top 8 match. He brought Hypno against a Celesteela, and he brought a Zap Cannon Hypno. So I might expect to see Hypno here, because I don't have the best switch-ins to it. I mean, I have decent ones, of course, but it's still Hypno, who knows really what Hypno does. If I see it, I'm either expecting Wish Pass or I'm expecting Calm Mind Sweeping. So, we see his team here. If you need a recap of my team, it is here. I have Celesteela, Zygarde 50%, Reuniclus, Mienshao, Sableye, Mega, Roserade, and my Z user is Tornadus Therian, and I have an Electrode. If it wasn't shown really well before, his Z user is Mamoswine. So, I will now jump into the team that I am bringing. So, I am bringing Celesteela. Big spoiler there. So I'm bringing Celesteela with leftovers. I'm bringing an Autotomize, Heavy Slam, Flamethrower Protect set with near max attack adamant, 40 speed. 40 speed guarantees that outspeed everything on his team, barring a Choice Scarfer and Halucha at +2. So I might try and get to +4 speed. We'll see there. This is my main way of sweeping, and when I was looking at the team and I saw the Celesteela had a really good chance to sweep, I immediately saw Suicune and realized I can't touch Suicune. So, I relegated that by having this Zygarde set. Now I'm going to jump and I'm going to skip Reuniclus, Mienshao, and Tornadus at this point, or I'll go back. But this Zygarde is prepped and ready to take on the Suicune. So this is specifically a Suicune lure. I am 1,000 Waves, which if you don't know what it does, it traps in your opponent so that they cannot switch out as long as it hits them. So I can't hit his Halucha or his Landorus with 1,000 Waves. I am 1,000 Waves, Toxic, Protect. Now that is specifically for the Suicune, and it allows me to 1v1 near every form of Suicune, because I'm not only running a lot of bulk. I'm 248 HP with 84 SpDef with 176 speed, Timid Nature. Timid Nature lowers the damage output of 1,000 Waves, but it allows me to run a maximum hitting Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave is strictly there for the Tapu Bulu. Now, since I'm running Timid, since I'm running 1,000 Waves, I'm not expecting to get a lot of kills with this Zygarde. I just wanted to take out the Suicune. I know Suicune has to come. It's his only check to Celesteela. But once the Suicune goes down, Celesteela wins. So the Yachi Berry makes it so that I am never 2-hit KO'd by most forms of Suicune, and Toxic Thousand Wave, Sludge Wave, Protect, it can 1v1 his Suicune given the right circumstance. So I will now jump back over to Reuniclus. I am bringing Reuniclus. It is a choice specs, very physically bulky set. So I'm 248 HP, 168 defense, 92 special attack with a modest nature. And the defensive investment is to make sure that after rocks, I am never OHKO'd by a +2 acrobatics from Hawlucha. So I'm not too worried about Hawlucha. I mean, as you can see from on here, I'm not bringing my Mega Sableye. So I'm not really the best at taking on the Hawlucha, but I am able to take on really well. And this is a really, really good breaker for my team. So I'm able to OHKO or 2-hit KO just about everything on his team with the combination of Psychic and Psyshock. The only thing that I really have trouble with is the Mega Scizor, and that's why I have Hidden Power Fire, and I have Shadow Ball just because it's a safe move. And because he does have Hypno, and in case Hypno wants to come, it's there. Next, I'm bringing Culturally Sensitive, the Mienshao, Life Orb, Reckless, pretty much max attack, Jolly Nature, 240 speed. The 240 speed Jolly Nature is making sure that I outspeed a Nihilego, a max speed Nihilego. And I Fake Out, High Jump Kick, Poison Jab, and a Drain Punch. Fake Out is there in case the Landorus gets out of hand, if it's a Calm Mind Landorus. Fake Out into High Jump Kick does about 70%. So as long as I can get an attack off on the Landorus before my Mienshao comes in, I'm good there. Next, I'm bringing a Rocky Helmet, Tornadus Therian, Regenerator, 240 HP, 156 defense, 112 speed, Timid Nature. Don't need a lot of offensive investment here. This is my main check to the Mega Scizor. I really love Rocky Helmet, Tornadus Therian to take on Scizors just because all of their moves are contacting. And it's really a good switch into it because they have to fear Heat Wave. And I'm running Heat Wave. I'm running Heat Wave, Air Slash, Taunt, and U-Turn. Taunt is there for the Suicune. U-Turn is there for Momentum. Air Slash is my main form of Stab. And Heat Wave is there for the Mega Scizor. I already went over the Zygarde. And last but not least, Electrode is coming back. After getting 0 kills in all of its performances, Electrode is coming back. It is a Life Orb Aftermath. Max special attack, modest nature with 132 speed, which allows me to outspeed a max speed Hawlucha, as long as it is max speed, non-boosted speed Hawlucha. So I'm at, I believe it's 369 speed that I hit, because Hawlucha, I believe, only hits 368. And the rest is in HP and defense. The HP is to make sure I take the lowest amount of Life Orb recoil, and the 12 in defense is just kind of left over. So I have Foul Play, Volt Switch, Hidden Power, Ice, and Thunderbolt. Foul Play is very free against his team, and I outspeed most of his team I outspeed all of his team, barring Scarfers or Unburdened boosts. And Foul Play, Volt Switch, Hidden Power, Ice basically hits his entire team. Everything that comes in on a Volt Switch to be immune to it, I can hit with a Foul Play or a Hidden Power, Ice and do a lot of damage. I believe I 2-hit KO all forms of Mamoswine, which isn't that big of a deal. I probably won't be predicting much with Foul Play, but it's still nice. And Hidden Power Ice OHKO's a non-Yachi Berry Landorus Incarnate. So now we will jump into the match. And we see he has brought Mega Scizor, Mamoswine, Nihilego, Hawlucha, Suicune, and Landorus Incarnate. So first thing I see is Hawlucha is there without Bulu. So that immediately ran he's either a Fling set, a Sub-Citrus Berry set, a, Mental Herb, maybe not Mental Herb, White Herb maybe, or some sort of a Power Herb, that's what it's called, Power Herb Sky Attack set, or he is Mold Breaker. So I'm glad I made sure to outspeed him with my Electrode if he's Mold Breaker. I see Suicune, so I need to figure out what kind of a Suicune that is. I need to figure out how much damage that Mamoswine is doing. And I need to try and make sure that Toxic Spikes do not go up. Toxic Spikes are kind of a problem for the team. I didn't bring Defog. I could have brought Defog Tornadus, but I brought Taunt instead for the Suicune. And we will see how this plays out. I look at his team, and I think his best lead is the Nihilego, and I need to make sure that I do not lose to the Nihilego. I need to make sure that I check his lead well, and me expecting that to be his lead, I lead off with my Reuniclus, and he leads off with his Halucha. He overpredicts and goes for the Swords Dance, and I'm not overpredicting, and I straight OHKO him. Turn 1 kill for Reuniclus. He goes into his Nihilego, he doubles that into his Scizor, gauges his damage, does 40%. I go into my Tornadus. He goes for the knockoff. He gets rid of my Rocky Helmet, but it's okay. I did what it needed to do. Here I go for the U-turn. I know he's switching out, and that allows me to bring my Reuniclus right back in and I'm not over predicting. I'm not doing anything. Psychic does a ton of damage to that Scizor. Here I go back into my Tornadus. Easy. I'm going to predict him to possibly stay in, and I go for the Heat Wave. It does 5 to that Nihilego. From that damage, I knew that he was Assault Vest, so he did not outspeed me. So I'm able to go for a U-turn and go right into my Zygarde. I feel pretty safe going to Zygarde here. He goes for the Acid Spray. Here I want to make sure that he's not able to break my Yachi Berry. And I go into my Electrode as he goes for Thunder, which great play on his end. I'm pretty sure he was expecting my Celesteela to come in, but I didn't. I wasn't risking Celesteela on this. This was his only way to offensively check my Celesteela with Thunderbolt or Thunder. So I wasn't bringing Celesteela in on this. I knew he'd have electric coverage for me. So I go into my Electrode. Everything's fine there. I go for the Volt Switch. I bring in my Reuniclus now, just to kind of make sure he's not too comfortable staying in with anything. And here I just send off another Psychic. I have no problems doing that, and that gives me a free Tornadus. I'm perfectly fine with this. I'm wearing down his Nihilego, which is perfectly fine by me. Here, he stays in, and I get the Heat Wave damage, which I'm perfectly fine with. Didn't need the momentum. He goes into his Mamoswine. I missed the Air Slash. Air Slash was doing about 40 to 50% to him if he's minimally invested in offense, which he's choice banded based on that damage. It's the only way he could have done that much if he was, and not show Life Orb damage, I should say. So if he was Scarf, he wasn't going to be able to kill me there. If he's banded, he obviously kills me. Life Orb killed me. Everything like that. So that killed me. Banded easily. I go into my Manchow, scare him out, go right for the Fake Out, and here Drain Punch is going to claim the kill on the Nihilego. And we are now up 5-3 in this match. So things are looking very good. Celesteela is looking kind of nice here, but so is Reuniclus, and so is Electrode, actually. So I go into my Reuniclus here as he Scald Burns me, which isn't that big of a deal. I should have gone for Psyshock here, but I go for Psychic, and I still do about 30. I do 36% to him and get the Spadef drop. Here I switch out into my Zygarde because I'm assuming he's either going to Calm Mind again or he's going to Scald, and I can get a Toxic off and make sure that he can't do anything to me. As he goes into his Mamoswine, I get a Toxic off. This is kind of retribution for me missing my Air Slash, because if I didn't miss Air Slash, Thousand Waves would have had the chance to kill. It actually wouldn't have, but I still would have been able to get the Toxic off and been able to bring in my Mienshao and wear it down. And here he actually needs an Adamant Choice Band Mamoswine actually needs about a 50-50 for me to live here, given because I have the Attribute. I just go for the Protect, kind of wear him down a little more. That's going to do 12. Next one's going to do 18%. I go for the 1,000 Waves, 32%. Brought him down enough. Yachi Berry, he gets the roll. Doesn't matter. Kills me. I'm fine with that. He's down to 32. I get to bring in my Electrode, which gives me a Foul Play, which is very nice. Foul Play does 35% to the Landers, which is very nice. He goes back out into his Mamoswine. I go for him Power Ice. Not a big deal. He dies to the next round of Poison, so I expect him to Ice Shard here. I go into my Reuniclus. I easily take that. I can regenerate back out and get my health back. I don't want to play around with this, though. I do not want him being Calm Mind and sweeping me at this point, or Rock Polish and sweeping me, so I stay in. I go for the Psyshock. I'm fine with letting him go down there. Could have been a problem in the long run against the Suicune, but I was fine letting him go down because this gives me my Mienshao. Mienshao goes for the Fake Out. I take Life Orb damage, and here, just in case he's Scarf, I need to make sure that he is either not, because if he's Scarf, he has a chance to win if I let my Mienshao go down. Or if anything happens. If I let my Mienshao go down, he has a chance to be Scarf, and he could actually 1v1 me with the right amount of switches and the right amount of play. I know he's a great battler, so I don't want to play around with that. So here I switch into my Celesteela, because if he's Scarf, he goes for Earth Power, but he goes for Gravity, which It's going to kill my Celesteela, but it means he is not Scarf, which means my Electrode comes in, gets the Hidden Power Ice kill, and we will now see Suicune versus Electrode. What does he have for me? He has nothing because Thunderbolt kills the Suicune. Electrode comes, gets its first 2 kills of the entire tournament in the biggest way, and your Amethyst Excelgors are moving on to the final match of the tournament. I will be the first to tell you I didn't expect to get this far. In the first round of pools, I saw that my team had some nasty weaknesses to very specific Pokemon, but also very specific types. But we seem to have either gotten a really good draw, or we've just prepped and played incredibly. And I can't thank there's so many people that I want to thank for helping me prep, for occasionally running mock battles for me. And I just want to thank all of you. You know who you are. I will shout you out in the final video and give you all the thanks and praise in the world. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for coming with us this far. And we're on to the finals. So hopefully I'll have a live commentated match for that. And hopefully, I believe there's going to be a stream going up of it as well. I will, if I see that, I will link it wherever I can. Just thank you so much to everyone. Leave a like, subscribe for your Amethyst Excelgors. We are moving on to the finals. Hopefully we can come out of this tournament with a win. And thank you so much for everything. Have a great day. And I will see you next time.